One thing I've noticed about us chosen ones is that we struggle to find our purpose in life. And this is really due to how society is set up, the matrix. That's really what it is. Without these structures that was set in place in order for everybody to obey, for the system to work properly, you are distant from your purpose. Your purpose is not to work a 9 to 5 in order to pay bills. That's not your purpose. It's not. Your purpose is much greater than that. Your purpose is what can you give to society in order to help society be a better place. That's really what your purpose is. And the best way to find out how you can donate to society is usually on the account of being bored, not doing anything, or doing everything and seeing what sticks, what you find the most interesting. But like I said, unfortunately, in the society that we live in, we don't have that luxury to just sit around. you know some people do, some people can, but we don't have that luxury. So I say it's one of two ways. The first way to find your purpose is think back to when you were a child and what really interests you. What did you really find interest in? What did you find that you couldn't get pulled away from? And start there. Not saying that that's going to generally be your sole purpose, no, but start there. Because now that energetic alignment will start leading you to more and more things. It starts opening up your mind. It starts allowing you to be happy. And the happiness leads to something else, which leads to something else, which leads to something else. So that's the first step, that's the first way, I should say. Just think about when you were young, before you had major responsibilities. What was the one thing that, or the, what was the one thing or the couple of things that interest you, you know, that you either did or really wanted to do? What were those things? And start there. And the second way to find out your purpose is the age-old question a lot of people ask. And it is, what would you do if you didn't have to work? What would you do if you could do it for free? What would that one thing be? And go from there. What's that one thing? Or a couple of things, but start there. Because a lot of times your passion is something that you would do for free. Is you're so good at it, that this is the one thing that you would be able to do for the rest of your life. That's really what it is. It's that one thing that you're most in tune with, that makes you feel alive, that you will go above and beyond without any pay, or you'll go above and beyond your pay grade because you love what you're doing and you love how it helps others. So for me speaking and helping, relaying information, teaching, that's what I found out my purpose is. Why? Because it's something that I'll do for free. I make these videos now. I have another channel, but I've been making videos for 2-3 years. No income from them, but I enjoy doing it. I love doing it. I love learning new information and being able to help others. I love speaking. And then I look back and I say, well, what was the one thing I used to do when I was a kid that I used to love? That one thing was talking in class. That was the one thing I used to get in trouble for a lot, all the time in class. They said, Rich is good. He's a good kid. He just talks too much. Every report card I used to get in school was unsatisfactory behavior. Why? Because of talking. Because of talking. Because of talking. Because of talking. It's just like he just talked too much. And it wasn't really that I talked too much. It was because I was the only child and I didn't have anybody to talk to when I was at home. So because I didn't have anybody to talk to when I was at home, I had to get my talking off when I was at school. You know, had to talk to my friends. I had to make up for lost time. So you see, that's how I found my purpose. Is that my sole and only purpose? No. But right now, that's the purpose that I'm embarking on until either it doesn't serve me anymore, it doesn't serve humanity anymore, or the divine has called me to another path. Right now, this is what makes me feel alive. This is what wakes me up. This is what does not allow me to go to sleep. And your purpose should be the same way. You should feel the same way when you're in the midst of your purpose. It makes you want to wake up early. It's so great to you that you don't want to go to sleep. And you're constantly thinking about ways to improve. You're constantly thinking about ways to, expand. And it's willfully because you want to get better. You want to do more. Just like a basketball player, just like Kobe, you know? When he was waking up doing his thing, he felt that that was his purpose. So it was easy for him to go to the gym. It was easy for him to work out. It was easy for him to train. It was easy for him to diet. It was easy for him to be the best. Why? Because he felt that was his purpose. So it wasn't because he was doing it because he had bills to pay. He wasn't doing it because he was forced to. He wasn't doing it because, no, he was doing it because this is what he loved to do. You notice that when you are in your purpose, when you are in flow, it's easy for you to wake up. The reason why people don't want to wake up is because they know what happens after they wake up. They got to go to work. They're not fulfilled when they go to work. But wait until you tap into your purpose and you start feeling fulfilled. Like I said, you can't wait to wake up. You're gonna hate that it's time for you to go to sleep. You're gonna be excited to go to work because when you go to work now, it's gonna be able to fuel your dreams, fuel your passion. So, chosen ones, this is how you find your purpose. Like I said, it's easy to find your purpose in the midst of boredom. So sometimes stop doing so much. Stop filling your free time with noise. Again, stop filling your free time with noise. Go for a walk sometimes and don't have any headphones in. Or sometimes just sit in a room with no headphones, no music, no YouTube, no nothing, and just sit and let your thoughts start to flow. Or just put the thought out there. What would I do for free? What did I like doing as a kid? What interests me? Just put that thought out there and just meditate on it. No music, no noise, no TV, no nothing. Just sit there and let that start going and flowing in your brain. And even if you don't think of anything now, or whenever you do that exercise, right? Even if you don't think of anything on the spot, you've planted that seed in your subconscious mind for it to start growing and for your eyes to start peeling back the layers and start seeing certain things that could interest you while you're going about your day. And then they'll start hitting you. Write it down and start from the beginning. A third way I would say, this is a third way and then I'm going to get off. A third way is you can use ChatGPT. We have AI. AI is a tool. And this is what I suggest to you. Go to ChatGPT, type in the things that you like to do, the skills that you have, and say, I like to do this, 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 this. This is what interests me, This is what makes me be fulfilled, da, 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 da. Type all that in. Be very, descriptive. Be very truthful. If you like eating, type in, I like eating, If you like sleeping, type in, I like sleeping. If you say you like helping people, whatever it is, type it all in. Type everything in that you like doing, what interests you, what your skills are, what you're good at. Type all that in ChatGPT and say, what should my purpose be? What should I do for life, for a living? And start from there. And see what ChatGPT says and start from there. So those are 3 ways. Childhood, what would you do for free? And you can use new technology like AI. Anyways, This is Rich. I greatly do appreciate y'all for listening. Hope this could, excuse me, I hope this could help somebody. Y'all be safe out there. Love and blessings. And if you need some one-on-one coaching, my email's in the description. Again, y'all be safe. Love and blessings.